Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is TamezTech and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to take a small pause from the Go Battle Weekend shenanigans and check out the brand new Halloween Cup. Now, the reason why I say this Halloween Cup is absolutely terrifying is because double mud slap is absolutely everywhere. The creativity has completely died. Everyone is just running what they can guarantee will get an RPS matchup, and it is very, very scary. So what can we do to counter this? Probably running a flyer, but as you can see, I didn't really catch that memo. So here we are running Shadow Caesar in the lead, which honestly I just feel like it's a neutral enough lead, then maybe I can make something work. We got Florges in the safe swap. Florges with Chilling Water and Trailblaze. We can put in a lot of work into the Mud Slappers, hopefully. And of course, we have Venusaur in the back. Not an amazing pick, not gonna lie. I really thought Venusaur could do a little bit more work, but unfortunately, just being, slightly weak to Mud Slap in the sense that it is neutral and not resisted, it does make Venusaur a little bit too difficult to use. But regardless, let's go ahead and check out these battles, see how we fared in this brand new Halloween Cup. And on to the first lead. We got Ninetales in the lead. That's a pretty darn good lead. Now, how am I going to throw this game? First step is staying in with Caesar for absolutely no reason. Losing a bunch of HP here is really going to come bite me in the butt later. Thankfully, I do get a shield from this Corsola, but I have to give it right back if I want to guarantee switch advantage, right? And I really do need switch advantage because I cannot have my Venusaur on that Ninetales. So I'm going to throw away these blue button moves because Chilling Water is obviously going to be the way to go here. I do need 2 to knock out regardless. So if I can debuff their attack, that's going to be pretty good for me. We can throw the next one on pretty good timing here, and I doubt my opponent is going to shield this. It actually doesn't even knock out, so it makes things a little bit scary for me there, but they didn't have the move yet, so that's fine. I make a big misplay here. I thought that if I threw later, I would reduce their farm, but I later realized that if I threw as soon as I could, I probably could have gotten to a second Chilling Water. My opponent snipes with their Golurk there, getting a Mud Slap into my Caesar, and that basically just loses me the game. Unfortunately, I'm just not going to be able to win this. I throw the Sludge here because whether they shield it or not, I'm going to get the farm down anyways. So they no shield, that's fine. I get the farm down, and maybe if I can get to a Sludge here, I can win the game, but my opponent just had so much energy from that Florges matchup that it's just not going to be enough. I was hoping that maybe I could survive this Powder Snow and get a Simul KO, but yeah, very unlucky there. Honestly, pretty big misplay by me, just not swapping out of the Corsola matchup, because you can win that matchup regardless with your Florges anyways. But I'll have to keep that in mind for the next match. All right, we see Azu in the lead in the next match, and honestly, this is a pretty good lead for us. We kind of have an answer to Azu with our entire team, so I'm not super worried. My opponent brings in a Grimer though, and this thing is a little bit scary. It kind of cooks both of my Pokemon, but thankfully, we do get the boost here. So this not only reduces the amount of Mud Slaps we take, but it does scare the Azumarill into shielding or just getting fully knocked out now. We were going to flip switch anyways, which is good because Caesar just takes that matchup regardless. But now I can actually get to this Trailblaze instead of not getting a move into this Azumarill. So that boost was pretty damn decent. We get quite a bit of Bullet Punch damage into the Azumarill. I'm going to bring in Florges and just tank pretty much any move here. And I'm going to pivot into my Venusaur. As soon as they throw their move, which they do, I pivot into Venusaur. My opponent brings in Nidoqueen and Trainer. That is just not going to work against us, unfortunately. So GG's to them. All right, we see Fortress in the lead in the next match, and this isn't a terrible lead, but they're on Volt Switch, which is pretty weird. I thought this matchup would be worse for Caesar, but honestly, the lack of fast move pressure from the double resisted Buck Bites, believe it or not, means that we actually win this matchup a little bit more comfortably. So I'm going to be able to overfarm quite a little bit here, make sure that I get all the bullet punches I need to knock this thing out. And we actually get another boost. My opponent very smartly, they do not cap Tyaz there, and they swap into a Drapion. And I don't really have an answer to Drapion, so I'm going to stay in here. We get another boost. Drapion is practically dead already, so that's pretty good. I'm going to have to bring in Florges, tank an Aqua Tail, but I should be able to get the Fairy Wind down pretty nice. This is an Ice Fang Drapion, by the way. Very weird Pokemon to see. And what do you think my opponent is going to bring in? I am a little bit scared. They bring in a Mighty Ina, dude. This Pokemon is so scary. I thought it'd be on Sucker Punch, but it's on freaking Ice Fang, so not great. Thankfully, we can get to another Chilling Water, but I do have to shield this Poison Fang. My Venusaur cannot take all these Ice Fangs, right? It's really not going to work out well for us. So I have to throw this Chilling Water and get the shield. Make sure that I don't take that Volt Switch, so I still have my the HP on my Florges to knock out that Mighty Ina later. But this is still a little bit scary. This Fortress, usually Volt Switch Fortress, they do run Earthquake, so Rock Tomb plus Earthquake is gonna get the knockout here. But I get the knockout with a single Fairy Wind without taking the Volt Switch, and we're able to survive 3 Ice Fangs to get the Chilling Water. Oh man, this game was as close as it could possibly get, but we are able to take it. On to the next match here. Honestly, like I said, I think Venusaur is just not putting in the work that I want it to put, but we're just gonna have to put up with it once again. We see Chargebug in the lead in the next match, and this is a little bit spooky, right? Florges is a decent answer into this, not an amazing answer, but decent. So I think I'm gonna pivot into my Florges here. My opponent, trying to play smart, they throw Exeter in hopes that if I catch it, it's better for them. But I catch it on a Pokemon where you would want to throw Discharge anyways. So I tank the first Exeter. They're staying into Throw Energy, and I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna stay in here with Florges. It looks like they're scared of it. They might not have a real answer for it. So maybe I just play this matchup out. I do know that I can survive another Discharge here, and I don't really have to worry too much about it. My opponent brings in a Azumarill, and I very mistakenly throw the Chilling Water here. Thankfully, though, this does kind of set my Venusaur up. I Captai here in hopes that I can knock out, but unfortunately, I am not Shadow Venusaur. If I was Shadow Venusaur, this would definitely knock out. But thanks to that Chilling Water debuff, that means that I still don't have to shield this. I can just let this go, farm all the way down with my Venusaur, get 3 Vine Whips of energy, and whatever comes in is going to get hit by a Frenzy, baby. So we throw this Frenzy right away. I do want to pivot out of this matchup if I can, bring in my Scizor, put in some work against the Sableye. The Sableye actually makes a pretty big misplay. They don't throw their energy. And since they don't throw their energy, I land that Night Slash. I put in so much work with the Bullet Punches, and at this point, Venusaur is going to be the way to win this game. I bring in Florges to force energy out. I just throw it away, and Venusaur is going to be able to Vine Whip everything down. That's going to be a good game. On to the next match here. We got Scizor into Nidoqueen. Like I said, Nidoqueen is almost absolutely everywhere. I did take quite a few matches just to make the video not too long, but a lot of them were Nidoqueen, and a lot of them we did lose, unfortunately. So yeah, we see Nidoqueen, and then we see Clodsire, and I mean, if I didn't say it before, I'll say it now. This meta is just so ridiculous. I mean, this team just makes 0 sense, right? Like, if you see a Mud Slapper that isn't Nidoqueen in the lead, what do? Probably just lose, right? But people love the RPS, so I guess that's fine. We are able to survive this Sludge Bomb now, so I'm going to bank the move, bring in Scizor. If Nidoqueen comes in, I'm totally fine with that. I know that they're going to have to shield this move. That's kind of what Nidoqueen does. Nidoqueen players are very similar to KWAC players, right? So they throw on alignment, they shield every single move. It really doesn't matter. My opponent throws Poison Fang right away there in hopes that they can farm down after 2 Mud Slaps, but they can't. We actually get a second Night Slash, and we're able to snipe down this Nidoqueen with our Florges. So pretty good for us there that our opponent is just so cringe. They have Greninja in the back, and unfortunately for them, we are going to be able to completely take this game. Honestly, Greninja is a pretty cool pick. I do respect it. We no shield the first in case they get a Night Slash boots, which they do. So thankfully, We play that out pretty well. But this Clodsire is not going to have enough energy to outpace us to the back-to-back moves. So we are able to take this game relatively comfortably. But yeah, surviving that second Mud Slap with Caesar is definitely what won us this game. So GG's to my opponent there. All right, in the next lead, we have Togekiss. Very good lead for us, but my opponent brings in a Spiritomb. Realistically, I should have brought in Florges right away. I could have debuffed them, and then they really couldn't have farmed down or done anything without going down shields. But I am a little bit slow. I'm not really used to the Pokemon that I've seen in this meta. I thought it was Sableye, so I wanted to put in some work beforehand, but regardless, we bring in Florges, we shield the Shadow Ball properly, which is really good, so my opponent should just be no shielding at this point. We boost ourselves with Trailblaze just because I know that if we boost ourselves, we should be able to two-shot Togekiss, right? So I'm going to throw the Chilling Water here. As you can see, it does almost half HP, but after all these boosted Fairy Winds, we're going to be able to take the knockout. I know that any move that Togekiss throws there is not going to be enough to knock us out. They didn't really farm up to the Gleam, so we're kind of fine. And in the back, it is a Nidoqueen of themselves. So my win con at this point is to just let everything go on Venu, guarantee the shield with a Frenzy Plant, and just hope that a Night Slash can take the knockout against this Nidoqueen. Thankfully for me, Nidoqueen throws the Poison Fang relatively early, which does minimize their farm quite a bit. If they didn't throw the Poison Fang right away, we might have been in trouble. But thankfully at this point, it doesn't matter if Nidoqueen, you know, gets almost to the back-to-back Poison Fangs. We should be able to get the knockout here. So we actually cap tie to the Night Slash. My opponent, I guess, was hoping that we would make an unnecessary catch. And yeah, that's going to be a good game with a little boost to send them on their farewell journey. All right, we boosted so many times today, dude. I don't know if they did something to the chances or what, but it was kind of ridiculous. All right, on to the next match. We see Mandibus in the lead, and honestly, this is not a terrible lead. I definitely don't want this on my Venusaur, so I guess I will take it here on Caesar. Mandibus is on Aerolase, which is pretty slow for energy generation. I mean, on Air Slash. So I am able to get to the next Trailblaze on pretty good timing, force a shield or a knockout, and whatever they do, I'm just going to throw one and swap it to my Florges. We do get a Fairy Wind through as well, so we have an energy lead into the back line. We'll practically outpace any Pokemon that comes in, except for Quillfish. Quillfish will outpace us here, but this is just an Aqua Tail, and I don't think they can farm us down if we get this Chilling Water debuff off. So yeah, we're just gonna be able to get to the second Chilling Water. It looks like Quillfish just wants to get either shield and a farm down or get completely knocked out here. It looks like they go for the knockout, which is fine by me. We flip switch. They have a Golurk in the back. A little bit of a scary Pokemon to see, not gonna lie. I gotta be a little bit wary here. See if they're gonna try and do a combo play, bring in Mandy or something. They do bring in Mandy, so I bring in my Caesar, and the Air Slashes are perfect. Thanks to those Air Slashes, this Golurk is not going to get enough farm into us. We actually get another boost there, which is very unnecessary, but we have the move on Venu. We can do one Vine Whip and throw. I really shouldn't have risked that because I did lag a turn quite a few times today, so we would have lost cap tie and probably lost the game. But regardless, very well played there. That's going to be a GG. On to the next battle here. Dedenne in the lead. Honestly, a pretty neutral matchup. Usually favorable to Dedenne, but my opponent, they instantly pivot into a Golisopod. And I feel like they're just trying to bait something out, right? I don't know exactly what they could be baiting out. Maybe a flyer. But they actually throw on alignment here, which gives me a very easy win con at this point. I just stay in with Caesar, try to get a shield. And if they shield this, then I'm just going to bring in my Florges and get a full farm down. Unless they swap out, of course. So, yeah. Golisopod stays in. They throw energy. They burn the clock quite a bit for us. We do have an energy lead, though, against this Dedenne, so that is totally fine by me. And again, if this Dedenne doesn't want to knock us out, I have probably one of the hardest walls to this Pokemon in the back. So that is totally fine by me. So let's see. We actually survived the discharge, which is really great. I was thinking about undercharging a little bit here, but the switch clocks are very misaligned, so I want to make sure that I get this farm down if I can. The Dene gets to a move. Even if it's a play rough, it is double debuffed here. It's not going to do much. It does about 25% of our HP. My opponent brings in Golisopod, hoping against hope they can get to a move, but they don't, and they concede the match. I guess there was something back there that didn't want to see a Venusaur with 8 Vine Whips of energy. On to the next match, we see Greninja. Honestly, a pretty terrible lead, but we have 2 answers to this in the back, and honestly, I have not seen too many answers to Florges. My opponent brings in a Dragalge here, which is a pretty scary Pokemon to see, so we are going to throw the Chilling Water, shield the first move, just in case it is the Sludge Bomb, because I mean, Sludge Bomb would put in a tremendous amount of work, and it is. So now we are able to get a second Chilling Water debuff before they get their high damaging move. And yeah, hopefully we can flip switch here. Honestly, having switch advantage against that Greninja would be ideal. They land the Sludge Bomb, which still does a lot of damage for being double debuffed. I thought Dragalge was a little tankier than that, but I guess I really underestimated them. Now they are triple debuffed, and they only get to an Aqua Tail here, and I shouldn't be this confident, but I am confident I'll survive that. They bring in Nidoqueen. I mistakenly throw the Trailblaze. I should have been looking at the top right. Thankfully, my opponent still shields though, which is pretty good for us. And now I think I have a pretty straight path here. I just bring in my Scizor. They throw the Poison Fang here, which honestly doesn't really matter to me. I throw the Trailblaze because I know that they could no shield the Night Slash, and that would be a little bit bad for us. So I throw the Trailblaze, bring in Venusaur, and at this point, this is pretty much a GG, right? I can no shield whatever move they throw here. Nidoqueen's very rarely very rarely throw the nuke. And I make a little bit of a misplay here. I should have over farmed quite a bit against this Greninja. This Greninja has like 0 play into us. But I make a very big misplay there and throw energy early. Thankfully, Bullet Punch is 2 turns, Mud Slap is 3 turns, so we are able to get the knockout before. But yeah, very scary for us right there. All right, in the next match, we see another Greninja lead, but we swap into a Florges like we usually do, and a Charjabug comes in. So if I can just get all these debuffs off, I'll be in a good spot. I actually cap tie the Charjabug to the next discharge, which is very risky. I would never recommend doing that, especially against a 4-turn move. But it does pay off pretty well. It looks like the next discharge is still not going to knock out, so we're going to be able to take this swap without wasting any resources. So that's pretty good for us, because having that Greninja aligned into our Venusaur is going to be pretty darn good. Unfortunately, though, this Greninja is going to get into a lot of moves into our Venusaur. I probably should have Chilling Water here just to guarantee the debuff, but regardless, we can bring in Venusaur here. Realistically, I should be no shielding the first 2 Night Slashes, because if they get a boost, we'd be in pretty big trouble. But I'm a little bit scared, like maybe there's something in the back that's really weak to Venusaur, but I don't want to go down all of my shields just yet, right? So I don't know. I hope I make the right play here. I do let this go. I should get the full farm down now. And I have a bunch of energy left for the back line. It is a Nidoqueen, and we will be able to take this game. But yeah, I did play that a little bit wrong once again. On to the next battle here. We see Jellicent in the lead. Honestly, a very spooky lead. They swap instantly into Clodsire, and I'm thinking, man, this might be pretty good. If I could just stay in here, I have 2 answers to that Jellicent in the back, so I might not even need to swap out of this matchup. My opponent, though, I kind of miscounted. I thought Stone Edge was 7-7, but it's 7-6, so I can't actually get this farm down here. So now I'm forced to double shield because I've already put in enough resources into the Scizor. And maybe I can get my shields back into this jelly. So I do 1 in the move. We get the Night Slash boost. So I'm going to do 4 in the move. And Jellicent still doesn't have a threatening move to knock us out. So they might actually no shield this, which they do. They have a Nidoqueen in the back. So I'm going to throw a Trailblaze just to boost my bullet punches even more. And this Nidoqueen is practically already knocked out, right? This Pokemon is still very scary for us to deal with, right? I'm thinking pretty hard here. Like, who do I want to bring in first? If I bring in Florges, I'm just going to get knocked out. I think I'm going to commit to a fast move Wincon. So I bring in Venusaur, I throw all these Vine Whips. I have to stay in here to get all these Vine Whips off. And yeah, check this out. We actually knock out with double Fairy Wind. Oh my God, that was an insanely close game realistically, but we are able to take it. All right, in the next lead, we see Ariados. Honestly, I don't really know what this Pokemon could be targeting other than maybe Florges, but yeah, this is pretty darn good for our Scizor. I know Night Slash isn't going to knock out, but I know Ariados is just going to want to debuff us with Lunge, so I want to throw that first if I can. My opponent brings in a Greninja. I bring in Florges. Obviously, I should have brought in my Venusaur, but they already have an answer to Florges with that Ariados, and I'm a little bit scared that there might be a Mud Slapper in the back, so hopefully my Venusaur up shields can clean up this game. So let's see. Obviously, the Greninja is going to throw shield the Trailblaze, and I guess they actually miscount here because we get to another Trailblaze, they don't throw energy, and they're gonna have to throw energy now because these boosted Fairy Winds are putting in so much work into them. It's just not gonna work out their way. Now they're down both shields. I have a Venusaur with an energy lead and 2 shields advantage. My opponent does not want the smoke, and we are able to take that game. On to the final video. We got a Wigglytuff in the lead. I love this. I have 2 very hard answers to Wigglytuff. My opponent brings in Nidoqueen, and once again, I don't think I should have shielded the first here. I really should have let this go because it is a debuffing move, right? But I don't know, with the whole Chilling Water and the Poison Fang debuff shenanigans going on, I guess it doesn't really matter what I shield first or not. Regardless, we are going to be able to survive this Poison Fang since it's back at neutral damage, and I will be able to force either a shield or a knockout with this Chilling Water. Let's see what my opponent wants to do. They shield. That is what Nidoqueen players do. I'm going to bring in Venu now. This Nidoqueen is double debuffed, so I don't really have to respect anything. And if that lead Pokemon wants to come back into my Venu, that is totally fine by me. Again, we have a lot of energy here, so this Wigglytuff isn't going to be able to do much. I'm going to throw this Sludge and pivot instantly into Scizor. My opponent mistakenly throws a Charm, which gives us the energy lead that we needed to actually take care of this Golurk. This Golurk could have ran away with this game really easily. This meta is pretty RPS, but we're able to get to the back-to-back Night Slashes. We get a Night Slash boost again. And yeah, a single Bullet Punch knocks out Wigglytuff from like a 1/4 of their HP. So yeah, honestly guys, I can't say I had too much fun today. The Halloween Cup is just a little bit too RPS for me. I hope that it evolves, but the fact that it's this bad already on day 1, it really doesn't give me a lot of hope for the future of this cup. Regardless, I will probably be playing this cup for the remainder of its lifespan because I do like playing limited metas regardless of how bad they are. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, please leave a like. I implore you guys to subscribe to the channel. Maybe follow me on Twitch if you want to see these battles be created live. We had a lot of fun today on stream regardless of the RPS shenanigans. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, once again, leave a comment down below of what you want to see next, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.